I'm Johanna and I'm a Silver Swans licensee. Silver Swans is an initiative of the Royal Academy of Dance, and they are ballet classes specifically designed for the over 55s. Today's class is suitable for absolute beginners, as I'll be taking everything right from the start, but this series of videos is following on from my last series, but we are introducing Repertoire from Swan Lake. Before we begin, please check that your space is clear of any obstacles and that your flooring is suitable, and that you want to be wearing appropriate footwear. It's important that you don't push beyond your capabilities, only do what you know is safe for you to do, and if you're unsure, then speak with a doctor or medical professional. Don't forget that you can always pause the video to take a break at any point. I really hope that you enjoy this little taster of a ballet class and the Repertoire from Swan Lake. So we're going to start off with our two warm-ups. Our first warm-up is just getting us moving, and you can just follow along with this. So we'll start off by travelling around in a circle. If you don't have enough space to travel around, then you can just walk on the spot. Okay, so let's get ready to go. So just walking around. So walking on the spot if you haven't got enough space. Still got space. Now everybody taking your hands slowly up and bring them down and slowly up. You can still be going round in a circle and up and down. Now everybody into the middle, feet together, hands in front, and we're going to bend and stretch and bend and stretch and bend and stretch. Nice big bends. Now swaying to the side. Bend and stretch. Nice big bends. Soft arms, long necks. Bend and stretch. One more sway. Feet together. Breathing in and breathing out. So now we're going to do our second warm-up, and for this you will need a ballet bar. If you don't have a ballet bar, then you can just use something like a chair, but we do want it to be sturdy and we don't want it to be anything that can wobble over. You want your ballet bar to ideally be about the height of your waist. So for this exercise we're going to turn to face our bar, so keeping a nice long neck, shoulders down, making sure that you're not too far away from your bar and that you're not too close. We want our elbows to have a nice soft curve in them, and just take a moment just to think about your posture. Now we're going to go to our demi point, so a nice crease in your shoe, keeping your toes nice and relaxed, to a point, demi point and down, same with the other leg, to a point, and demi point and down, same again, to a point, and demi point and down, one more, to a point, and demi point and down. Now we're going to point our foot to the front. Point, and from here we're going to flex our foot, push your heel away from you, back to a point and closing in, and point and a flex, and point and closing in, same again, and flex and point and close, one more, and flex and point and close. Let's give it a go with some music. Taking your foot to the demi point, to a point, demi point and down, demi point to a point, demi point and down, same again, keep lifting nice and tall, now pointing and flexing, and a point, and flex, and point, and close, and point, and flex, and point, closing in, same again, and flex, and point, and close, one more, and we'll finish off there. So we're now going to do our pliés exercise. So for this, we'll start off with our feet in first position with your hand in bras bar. We'll take two demi pliés. So So thinking of your 3 points of contact with the floor, your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. Remember, the heel is especially important. But from here, we're going to take our arm to first position. So as your hand is in bra bar, lifting it up to first, then opening your arm to second, leave your arm in second, you point your foot to second, and then lowering everything down. So I'll just go over that coordination again. So I've just stretched from my last demi-plie, taking your arm to first, out to second, pointing your foot, and lowering your heel and your arm to bra bar. Then we'll repeat in second. Demi-plie, and stretch, demi-plie, and stretch, arm first, to second, now pointing your foot, and closing your foot in front into third as you lower your arm. Same in third, plie, and stretch, plie, and stretch, arm first, out to second. Now we're going to go back to second position, lowering in second. Just take a moment, remember that your feet need to be matching. 2 plies, demi-plie, and stretch, demi-plie, and stretch, arm first, to second, and then closing into first position to finish off. So we're adding in this new coordination of the arm today. It's a really standard setting of the arms, this, for pliés. Hand in bra bar, taking your arm to demi-second as you plie, and stretch, and plie, and stretch. Now arm to first position, out to second, now going to second position, and lowering down. Same in second, knees over your middle toes and stretch, and plie, and stretch, arm first to second. Now closing into third position, bring your foot in front, and plie, and stretch, plie, and stretch, arm first to second. Now going back to second position, for one more set of pliés, demi-plie, and stretch, and plie, and stretch, arm first, out to second, closing into first to finish off. So now, this is the moment in the class where we would normally turn around and face the other way to repeat the exercise with the other leg. But I'm going to swap my chair over to the other side, and you can do that too so that you can keep following along with the video and use your other leg. Okay, so 2 demi-pliés to begin, using your arm. Arm first to second. Second position, lowering in second, same again, plie, and stretch, plie, and stretch, arm first to second. Now into third position, 2 pliés. Second position. Arm first to second, and closing in to finish off. Next we're going to do our Battement Fondu exercise. So we've got one hand on the bar again, feet in third position, and with your hand in bra bar. On the introduction, preparing your arm first and out to second. We're going to take 2 slow Battement Fondus devant, so that's to the front. So we're pointing our foot and closing in and point it to the front and closing in. Now quicker, we're going to take our Battement Fondus en croix. So one to the front, one to the side, one to the back. So we're going point and close to the side. Remember to close it at the back, to the back and closing in. And then just to relax our legs, we'll take a plie and stretch. So let's just go over that again. Feet in third, prepare your arm out to second. So slowly to the front and slowly back in. Same again. And closing in. Now quicker to the front and close to the side and close to the back and close demi-plie and stretch. Now we're going to reverse it. So two slow going backwards and then quicker en croix. Slowly to the back and closing in to the back and closing in. Now quicker to the back and close to the side and close to the front and close demi-plie, and that's where we'll finish. Prepare your arm first and out to second, slowly to the front and closing in, same again. Now quicker en croix to the front, to the side to close at the back, to the back, demi-plie. Now two slow to the back and close to the back again. Now quicker en croix to the back, to the side, to the front and plie. Prepare your arm first and out to second, slowly to the front. Same again. Now quickly en croix to the front, keeping everything nice and still. Remember, it's just your leg that moves. And plie and stretch. Now two to the back. Now quickly to the back, to the side, to the front, and plie and stretch. Now we're going to continue with our Battement Fondus that we were working with in my last series of 4 videos, and also we worked on last week. So in my last series of 4 videos, in the very final week 4, we learned our Battement Fondu devant, and that was where we were lifting up our front foot so that our little toe was touching our ankle bone. In last week's video, we then learnt the Battement Fondu derrière, and that was where your back foot was lifting up with your big toe touching your ankle bone. This week we're going to do an exercise where our Battement Fondu devant and derrière are combined together. So we'll turn around and face the bar, a very similar setting to the structure that we learned those 2 positions in before. So feet in third position, we're going to take one Battement Fondu devant, one Battement Fondu derrière, and then straight into another Battement Fondu devant. So you'll keep using alternate legs. So feet in third position, lifting up your front foot and bending, and closing into third. A Battement Fondu derrière, closing into third. Another Battement Fondu devant, and closing in. So you keep changing your legs all the time. Now the leg that you've just lifted up to do your very final Battement Fondu devant, you're going to point that foot to the side to then close it at the back. Now we have a new leg in front for us to repeat the exercise again. So Battement Fondu devant and closing in. Battement Fondu derrière and closing in. Battement Fondu devant and closing in. Now pointing your foot to the side and closing at the back. As before, you will travel a little bit further backwards with this exercise, so you can start a bit closer towards the bar. Don't worry too much about the tendu to second. It's just important that you just swap over to have the other foot in front. Okay, so we're going to use our front foot first. Front foot and stretch. Back foot and stretch. Front foot, now swapping over your legs. Front foot again. Front grand battements that we've been learning. We've been learning grand battements devant, which has been to the front, and we've been using both legs. We can take grand battements in any of the positions that we can take a Battement Fondu in. So today we're going to learn a grand battement à la seconde, which is going to the side. Just like how we learnt our grand battement devant, we're going to learn this as a divided grand battement. Now, grand battement to second, it does use quite different muscle groups. So we're going to keep it nice and slow and really work on building up the technique and the strength. So we're going to learn it by facing the bar today. So feet in first position, check that you're square to your bar and that you're the correct distance away from your bar before you begin. So pointing your foot to the side. Now just take a moment just to think about all of our positions of our legs in a Battement Fondu. So you've got your big toes opposite each other, and what we also want to think about as well is your turnout, and this becomes really important when we do a grand battement. So if you turn your leg in, that's with the top of your foot facing forwards, and what we want is our whole of our leg rotated outwards from our hip. So your heel has gone underneath, but we're still keeping our hip square. We've not turned it out so much that it's distorting our hip line. So hip stays square to the front, and it's your leg that's rotated from your hip socket. From here, we're going to lift our leg. As before with your grand battements devant, the height of your leg isn't important. What's really important is your placement and your control of your turnout, because then that means that we're using the correct muscles. So as you point your foot to the side, as you lift your leg up, you want to make sure that your heel is staying round as you lift and lower back down again. What we don't want to happen is that as you lift it up, that we lose turnout and that it turns in, because then it's using all the wrong muscles in your leg. So keep it low and keep it well placed. So feet in first. So we're going to point our foot to the side, little lift, and point, and close into first. And then we'll take a demi-plié because we've had our legs so pulled up for our grand battement. And then we'll go with the other leg, point, and lift, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretch. Same again. Keeping both legs really pulled up. Be especially mindful of your supporting leg, the leg that you're standing on. And lift, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretching up. One more time, and point, and lift, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretch. Let's give it a go with some music. Okay, pointing your foot to the side, and lift, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretch. Other leg, keep lifting nice and tall, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretch. Same again, point, and lift, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretch. One more time, point, and lift, and point, and close, demi-plié, and stretch. So continuing on from last week, we're now going to move on to our repertoire from Swan Lake. So this is Odette's variation from Act 2 of Swan Lake. Last week we learnt the first section of it, and we're going to build on that this week. Now I'm actually going to teach you a step this week that we won't come across until week 4 in our choreography. But I'm going to teach you just the feet this week, and then next week we'll add on the arms, so we're really comfortable with the step by the time we come round to finding it in the choreography in week 4. Now this is a step called a balancé de côté. Balancé means to rock, and de côté is side to side. There are 3 counts in a balancé. So, starting off with your right foot at the back, and that foot is on the ball of your foot. So we'll just put our hands onto our waist this week. You can either have them on your waist or you can have them in demi-second. The choice is up to you. We're going to, on count 1, step to the side. But what's also going to happen is that this leg that we've just left behind is going to tuck in. That's the most important thing to remember in a balancé. If you remember to tuck that leg in, then balancés generally tend to work quite well. It's normally when we leave that leg behind that we're then left in a mess of which leg we use next. So right foot at the back, so stepping to the side and bringing that leg straight in, and that all happens on count 1. So we're going 1. Now on count 2, this leg that's in the air, we're going to step onto the ball of our foot. So we're transferring our weight onto our back foot, but then on count 3, lower back down again. Don't worry about that front foot pointing, it's just a small transfer of weight on counts 2 and 3. So that is one balancé de côté, it takes 3 counts. So right foot at the back, we're going to step to the side. 1, bring that leg in. 2, 3. Now your leg is ready to go the other way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now the pattern of a balancé is that it goes down, up, down, down, up, down. So really using your plié bend, and it's very much our Battement Fondu position that we were just coming across in our fondu exercise at the bar. So you can see how it means to rock. So we're rocking gently from side to side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's give this a go with music now. We'll start off nice and slowly and then we'll build it up a little bit quicker. So remember, we want our 3 counts for our balancé. So we're stepping to the side, 1, up on 2, down on 3. You can always hold on to a ballet bar if you want to while you're practicing. 1, 2, 3. Let's go quicker. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's just do one after another now. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down to the side. Balancé. One more. To the side, and we'll finish off there. So now we're going to continue learning our repertoire from Swan Lake. So we're going to initially recap over what we learned last week, and then we'll add on the new section for this week. Once again, I'm joined by my brother, who I've been in isolation with while we've been in lockdown. So now we're just going to recap over. So feet in 3rd position, with your left leg in front and your left hand on top. Remember that our arms are like our wings. So we're going to take a Battement Fondu to 2nd with your right foot first, and your right arm is going to extend up and crossing in front as you close your leg in front. And then the other leg, lifting your head up and closing. And up and closing. One more and closing. From here, we're then going to 3 walks into our first arabesque position with your right foot and your right arm in front. And right foot and left foot and right foot into your first arabesque. From here, we close our feet and cross your wrists. And then we're lifting our arms up as we rise up, walking round to the back. It's up to you how quickly you want to go round to the back. And then we get ready to re-prepare on the other side. So now we're going to point our left foot to the side, 1, and close. Beautiful soft arms, and close, and point, and close. One more, and close. Now it's your left arm and left leg. 1, and 2, and 3. Closing your feet, crossing your wrists, lifting your hands up, but this time we're just going to take a few walks to the side, feet in first, as your arms are going to circle around and finish off over to the side. So let's give that a go with music first of all before we add on the next section of choreography. Soft wrists. And 1. And close. 2. And close. 3. And close. One more Battement Fondu. Now right foot. Walking to your first arabesque. Closing your feet, crossing your wrists. Up you go and going back round to the beginning. Second side, left leg. 1. And close. 2. And close. 3. And close. 4. And close. Left leg. 1. 2. 3. Closing your feet. And arms lift. And we're going to the side. Feet in first. Arms going around. So we've just finished off with our feet in first position and your arms over to the side. I'll just talk about your legs first of all. We're going to use our left leg to begin with. So it's your leg which is furthest towards the back of the room. So even though we're just on a slight turn to the side, there is still one leg that is closer towards the back than the other. And that's the leg we're going to use first. So it's your left leg. We're going to now head diagonally down to the opposite corner. So lifting up your left leg first, we're going to go into 2 walks. Left leg and right leg. Now, where you would normally do a 3rd walk, you're actually just going to point your left leg in front. Now, we want to take this position on a bend. So we've got one leg straight, so your foot that's pointed is a straight leg, and your other leg is on a bend. Now, you're going to have an option here, because at this moment, the dancer takes a beautiful développé passé, carrying her leg to the back, which does take a little bit of control to be able to pass your leg from the front to the back. We are keeping it on the ground, but if you want to, you can just leave your leg in position. It will make more sense when I put the arms onto it. But if you want to, at this moment, as you've got your foot pointed in front and your right leg is on a bend, you're going to lift up, carry your leg to the back and point it behind, again returning to a bend. So I've just stretched my legs a little bit to point it to the back. So I'll just repeat that again from the beginning. So feet in first, I've just taken my arms over to the side. I'm then going to use my left leg. Walk 1, walk 2, and point in front, point behind. Now I'm going to repeat that exactly the same again. So the 2 walks, so my leg that's just been at the back, I'm going to go into those walks again. Left leg and right leg, point at the front, point at the back. Let me just explain about the arms now. So you've just taken your hands over to the back. As we go into our walks, lower your hands down to demi-second. So imagine that you have on your beautiful white Odette tutu, and your hands are just on the edge of your tutu. So we're just going to start off with our 2 walks, 1 and 2. Now as you point your foot to the front, cross your wrists in front of you. Now this is where if you want to leave your leg in front, you can still use your arms. So your arms are going to go in front, and then they're going to push behind you like swan's wings. So they're going to the front and then to the back. And of course, if you want to add in the leg, then the arms and the legs match each other. So you're going to the front and then to the back. So you do still have the option of just the arms, 1 and point. Or if you want to, if you feel as though you've got enough stability in that position, point it in front and then point it at the back. So let's just have a go at that section. So you've just taken your hands over. And left leg, 1 and 2 and point and point. And 1 and 2 and point, and point. Let's give it a go with some music. Left leg, 1, 2, in front and behind. 1, 2, point in front and behind. So we've just finished off with our leg at the back and your arms behind you. From here we're going to close our feet into first. Now the thing that I always remember at this moment is it's your back hand that's low and then your front hand that's high. So if you can remember, back hand low, front hand high, that really helps you to find this position. So you're going to bring your back hand across so it's opposite your waist, and then you're going to bring your front hand across higher, and it's a little bit like we're hiding underneath our wings. I'll just explain a little bit more about that position. If you just put your hands into first position, but now turn it so that the backs of your wrists are touching. Now from here, lift one hand up, keeping your neck nice and long, and then we just lean a little bit forward like you're peering underneath your arm, but still keeping a nice long neck. And that's the position that we're going for now. So feet in first position, feet in first, back hand low, front hand high. We're going to lift both of our arms up, rising up on your toes, and we're going to go round and up to the opposite corner to where we were just before. So let's give that a go now with music for this new section that we've just learnt now. Closing your feet, back hand low, front hand high, arms up as you rise up and going round to the corner and stopping with your feet in first. So now let's dance the new section that we've just learned today. Left leg, 1 and 2, point and point, same again, 1 and 2, point in front and behind, feet into first, back hand low, front hand high, arms going up as you walk around to the corner, feet into first. So now let's put together the choreography that we learned in week 1 and now what we've learned in week 2. Right foot, 1 and close, 2 and close, 3 and close, 4, right foot, 1 to your arabesque, closing your feet, lifting your arms up, going back round to the middle, to go again, and left leg 1, close, 2 and close, 3 and close, 1 more, left leg 1, 2, 3, closing your feet, lifting your arms up and going to the side, taking your hands over, left leg 1, 2, in front and behind, 1, 2, in front, behind, feet into first, back hand low, front hand high, taking your arms up, round you go to the corner, and feet into first. So now we'll finish off with our cool down. So we'll just focus on our breathing to begin with, and then we'll go into our curtsy and bow. So, ladies, you can have your hands in demi-second as you step to the side and put your foot at the back for your curtsy. You can always have that foot flat at the back for a little bit more stability. And men, feet in first position, you'll step to the side and bow, stepping to the side and bow. And then we'll just walk around just focusing on our breathing. Okay, really thinking about your breathing. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Feet into first. Curtsy or bow. And curtsy or bow. Now going into your walk, keep thinking about your breathing, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. I really hope that you've enjoyed your second of 4 weeks of my Silver Swans with Repertoire class. Remember that Silver Swans classes are available all across the world. If you go to Google and type in Become a Silver Swan, go to the Royal Academy of Dance website, you'll find a map of your nearest Silver Swans licensee.